Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Here today we are going to be talking about the Kenmore Ultra Soft 180 water softener. A lot of people have issues with these. The salt level don't go down, what have you. It's not shot. I mean, you can actually fix these. The resin inside, I mean, it'll last 25 years. Don't believe what the Kenmore guys will tell you, or the Culligan, whatever. They just want to sell more stuff. So I just want to kind of go through it with you. I'm tell you right now, I got a water softener in my house that's 35 years old right now. Plus, it still works great. I picked this up off of Facebook Marketplace for free. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm going to go through it. All the electronics works. It was full of salt. I'm going to clean all that out. Basically go through it, tear it apart, and see what we got inside, and see what we're dealing with. We'll gently remove all the electronic parts so we don't get them wet or whatever. Like I said, there is not much to these. Little brain box there. Okay, so now we'll give you a little bit better look inside here. Okay, so right here's your head. That does all the valve changes for your regen and stuff. Right here is a very important piece. This is basically a venturi in there that pulls a vacuum, pulls your salt up through here, then down through the resin, and then back out. So if the screen here is plugged up, salt's not going to go down. Salt's usually pretty dirty. I mean, even though they say it's really clean, I mean, at the end of the day, you look at the bottom here, and it can be pretty darn dirty. So right there, you can't really see very much, but there's some yellow deposits. And if you get somebody that decides to use your regular rock salt, your gravel or rock salt for wintertime for thawing out a sidewalk, that stuff's really dirty. So we'll take a look, see how dirty this strainer is here. Actually don't look too bad. Just a little witch's hat strainer. A lot of times these get all clogged up if you got bad supply water, high mineral content. That actually all looks pretty good. There is another little bitty strainer in here. If you can see right down in there. If that gets all plugged up, it's not gonna work. So we're gonna take this all apart. We'll pull this little keeper out here. And right here's all that's to this piece. So if anything is wrong with this guy here, it's not going to regen. It's not going to pull your salt level down or add water to the salt brain tank. We'll see how easy this all comes out. It's just a little rubber piece. Okay, so right here, here's a little bitty strainer. Okay, that is very tiny, but it actually looks fairly clean. So you definitely don't want to lose that, because if you do, It's definitely not going to work right down the road just because of the fact that if it gets a chunk of dirt in that venturi, it's not going to work correctly. Okay, so we're going to pull this top off. Give you an idea what it looks like in there. Bear with me here. So here's just a little clip. Pretty simple. It's like a Vitalic fitting almost. So now we're starting to get a pile of parts here. Now this is the cool part. All right, there's the top of the head. This is basically your valve assembly, and we can take all that apart here later. A couple O-rings. Here's another strainer. Basically, this would be what you call in the industry field like a mushroom cap and huge ion exchange beds. They have these. Basically, these, it's keeping all your resin from coming back out of here, because your resin is almost, it looks like sand. It's plastic beads. We'll see if we can't get a sample of that. But this thing here needs to get all cleaned up. Put that aside. Like I said, these things are super easy to work on, but people probably get a little intimidated by them. But if you're any type of a handyman, you can get it done pretty easy. Okay, so I'm trying to get the light in here. So right here you can see the resin. I'm gonna go ahead and stab it, try to see if we can get some out of here. Looks like it's all pretty dry, which it's not exactly good if it dries out, but if it dries out, it can crack the resin and then you'll lose some eventually. But right here, I don't know. We'll see how well the camera will do here. So that's all it is. It almost looks like a granular sugar, but these are really small beads. Let me get the camera to focus in on that. But there. So what we're gonna do here is I'd really like to take all that resin out and clean everything out and inspect it all, but we'll see what else we can do here. I might pull this, this end of this pipe is gonna have one of those on too. Okay, so the other thing I will go over before I get this thing cleaned up is the float in here. And I didn't get a good picture of that. So I pulled this cap off right here. And my handy dandy little grabber light. So right there, right down in there is a float. So that controls the water level inside the brine tank here. If this is stuck or something, it's not gonna fill up, it's gonna run out of water soon, and your regen, it's gonna screw your regen completely up. So you definitely need to keep an eye on that. That should never be solid in there with salt. If so, it's not getting any water. The water level Typically it'll be probably right down, right about in there. If I can get this thing all cleaned out, I might make another video of it going through its cycles. But that's all that's to it. We're gonna get this thing all cleaned up and put back together. Like I said, I wouldn't be afraid to tear into these because they're not that difficult to work on at all. They may be intimidating, but most of these parts can get on the internet, online, really cheap. You can fix it yourself. The biggest thing is people get scared of is if they can't get it back to work, they might not have water. Well, that's something that you'll just have to deal with. But thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, I am not a serviceman at all for these units, but I've worked on a lot of them for people for free, just because I hate to see people get ripped off saying that, hey, the water softener's junk in my house because the Culligan guy or whoever says it's garbage. And in some cases it may be leaking. You may have really harsh water. I know chlorine is really bad on the resin, but anyway, like hopefully this helps you out a little bit. Got any questions, drop them in the comments section. The haters, you can go ahead and put yours there too. I just ignore those. So thanks for watching. You guys have a great day.